Well, hello there, my name is Lovesbuds, and welcome to Race 07, which is a game that was released quite a while ago, probably 2007, and today I'm going to play some World Touring Car Championships. Well, championships, I say championship. It's 2007. I've got a couple of saved games here that I need to delete, and I'm going to start a new championship. Basically, for this Let's Play, I'm just going to do one season of touring cars. Depends how well this goes. I might do the Swedish Touring Car Championship, but I'm only planning to do one season of this and then move on to another game. See what this game is? It's more of a simulation than Formula 1 2012 is, clearly, because the car handles very much differently. But I'm on the computer, I am using a steering wheel and pedals. I have no clutch, so that gives me a little bit of an advantage. I do have paddle shifters, but no actual clutch on my pedals. I've only got the brake and accelerator. Before that, I was reading. I left the rules up for a while for you to have a quick look at. And for the realism settings, I'm going to put it on Pro, but I'm going to reduce the laps to 6 laps, I believe. I believe I'll do that in a second. Yep, to 6 laps, just to keep the video length down a little bit, because there are 2 races in each round, and we've got qualifying for that as well to do. So we're going to continue in a moment. I've chosen Andy Prio's Prio. I don't know how the hell you say it. He's from Guernsey, I believe. Who was the champion, the world champion in 2007, and he won it a few times before that as well. Seems like a bit of a legend. He actually beat Sebastian Vettel in the Race of Champions, or at least one of them, back in 2011. So he's earned my respect, definitely, after reading up on him. I'm going through my setups at the moment. What is really good about this game is that most of the cars come with default setups. So you just pick the one that's there, and the car is set up pretty well, I have to say. Feels really good. And you don't have to mess around too much with it unless you want to. So what this is now is my qualifying lap. At the moment I'm 14th out of 24, and yeah, see how the handling is totally different to an F1 car for a start. Plus the fact this is it is a simulator, but as you can see from the graphics are actually pretty good. This is a game that is around 6 years old, possibly 5 or 6 years old. And it looks pretty good. I mean, you know, I'm happy to race around in it. It's even got the marshals on the side of the track waving the flags. I don't know if any of you guys saw on the settings, but I've basically got no assists on, and I've left the speedometer up because just to prove that I'm not using ABS, traction control, or any sort of stability help whatsoever. I'm going to try and make this as hard as possible for myself. I put this difficulty, the AI difficulty, on 90% because I just didn't really know how fast I was compared to the other ones. I think it's a decent enough level. We'll have to see how the next few rounds go. There are 11 rounds in this championship, I believe. So if I just check on it, that's my time. It's made. Yeah, it's put me up to 4th place, by the way. I couldn't quite see what the time was, but I'm currently in 4th. But this is something I really, really like about the replay system on here. Because of the engine that they use in the game, you can actually view other cars on the circuit and see their times and everything, and have all these different camera views. And it's even got a nice little Eurosport logo in the top right there. It's a nice little touch. So here's the man in pole position so far, Gabriele Tarquini. And there's all the different camera angles you can use. But what's really good about this replay system is that you don't have to follow the cars around. You can do free roaming. If you press one of the buttons on the keyboard, you can roam around the track, put your camera anywhere you like. You put it in the crowd, you can put it on a corner, you can put it anywhere. And you can make some really good replays out of that. So here's the starting grid. As you can see, I'm in 4th of the 127.2, which is decent, I have to say. I lost a couple of tenths in some of the corners, but it's not bad for my first race in a championship. I mean, I've only raced on this game twice, which is why you saw those 2 game saves that were there. So, yeah, I'm still pretty much a novice at this game, but I am learning. Definitely learning car control, and that's probably good. Probably good. It is. Oh, look at that! Tarquini has been taken out, and I've been warned for corner cutting, obviously. But at the moment, I'm blocked in, and with yellow flags, I'm not quite sure if it applies to the whole sector or just that corner where he went off. My understanding of the rules is that if there's a single yellow flag, you can't overtake in that sort of section of corners or corner that the accident or the car is that has gone off. If it's double yellow flags, then I think it's the whole sector, possibly, or the whole lap you can't overtake. I'm not entirely sure. If someone knows the correct rules, let me know. I'd like to find out, actually. But in a minute, we're up in 4th. I don't want to make a move just yet. Just hanging back on these corners, because if you go in too rich, you can lose a little bit of time to the car in front. Bit of a funny moment up ahead. Someone nearly lost it, which is what I like from this game. I like the fact that the AI are making mistakes, getting a bit edgy, driving on the edge, so to speak. I believe I do something stupid here. I try and make a move up the inside, and yeah, I take out Thompson, a fellow Brit, and give myself a suspension problem. So that was really quite annoying. If you get your braking wrong, you can have disastrous consequences. And my damage is on 100% sensitivity, so anything I do could really mess my race up and put me out. Damage model is really so much more advanced than F1 is, but F1 can't. The F1 games can't do a lot because they're under so many restrictions from the license, which is unfortunate. But in this game, you see bits of bodywork flow off. You see all that. It's amazing. That's why I like this game. That's why I'm doing a season of Race 07. The World Touring Quad Championship. See, I had a little bit of a kick out at the back there. You have to excuse my words sometimes, they don't come out in the right order. So yeah, the back end kicked out a little bit there, but I just about managed to control it. I'm learning how to control these cars when they go wrong. Well, when things go wrong, which is quite nice. You've got to be careful that you really can't brake going around the corners unless it's really gentle braking. You can't accelerate too quickly out of the corner either, and otherwise that will mess you up. But yeah, I have to say it's definitely a fun game. The only problem I have with my steering wheel is that... Whoa! See what you mean? If you mess it up too much, if you go offline too much and go on accelerate and brake at the wrong time, or steer at the wrong place, or steer into a corner too quickly, you end up losing control slightly. It's up to you to regain control, which is quite nice. I like it. It's a challenge. This is one of the easiest circuits, I believe. There's not too many sharp corners, twists and turns. It's all quite simple. It's a nice round to start you off on if you're new to the game. I'm going to try and make a move here. I'm going to go to the outside and then cut back in on him and see if I can get a better run. No, I'm not going to cut back on him. I've already done that before, I think. But I'm going to go around the outside and take that position back from him. I'm up to 4th again, so I haven't gained or lost any positions over the course of the race. Still got 3 laps to go though, so there's still plenty of time. I'm probably in one of the best cars anyway, because the only reason I chose this car was because it had the British flag on it. No other reason than that. I didn't really particularly realise that it was the best car until I got into it and noticed the big number 1 next to Andy's name there. I have to admit I don't really follow touring cars that much. I really should, because my dad watches them occasionally, or used to watch them occasionally, back when I was younger. Never really followed it. I don't know why. I just was always more interested in F1. But I might look into finding a few videos of touring cars on YouTube and stuff like that. See if I can get into it. Because I used to play in the TOCA touring car games, which I think were by Codemasters, if I remember. And ever since those days of that on the PS1, I've completely forgotten about touring cars, because it's not really covered as extensively as F1 is. Back end sliding out again there. I know you got British touring cars on some of the channels somewhere, but I always forget about them because they're not like overly advertised. It's like you literally have to look for them, rather than, you know, it's a Sunday afternoon and the F1's on. You know it's on because it's advertised everywhere. But I don't know. I'll have a look, see how it is. Just trying to get into the slipstream here. Slipstreams do actually work relatively well on these cars. Obviously it's not as efficient as Formula 1, but those cars are totally different beasts. These are big old saloon cars. And the bloke I just overtook messed it up a little bit and lost control. This is why he got a yellow flag there. I do brake early for these corners though. I'm not entirely confident in braking late most of the time. I mean, I get better with practice. I mean, at this point when I recorded this a couple of weeks ago, I'd only owned the game for like 2 weeks or so and played it for less than 2 or 3 hours. So I am learning. I'm getting there. Hopefully I'll be able to get a bit better. But I am really impressed with this game. I can't believe I didn't pick it up earlier, because it's so cheap on Steam at the moment. I got a package that would have been worth, I don't know, 30-40 quid back in the day for like a fiver or something like that. Fiver or a tenner. And if you want a cheap simulation racing game that includes touring cars, there's so many expansions for this as well. Not to mention the Swedish Touring Car Championship, the Formula Race Room thing that they've added a little while ago. But you've got things like Caterham cars, muscle cars, all these expansions. You can add so much content to the game that I'll probably look at purchasing at some point. But for now, I'm quite happy with what I got. I mean, once I've gone through all of these little, all these cars and game modes that it has to offer, I might purchase another pack for what, a quid or something, a couple of quid. I mean, obviously because of how old the game is, it's going to be cheaper. Yeah, I'm definitely having fun with this at the moment. It's a real challenge, and oh, hello. He's messed up. I've taken second. I don't think I can get first though. This is the last lap. I'm gonna come across the line and take second. But what actually, going back to something I said earlier about my paddle shifters on the wheel, I don't think I said what was wrong with them. I don't know if it's the game, because I really don't think it's the wheel either, because when I shift up, and there you go, there's the number of points you get. I've got 8 points. The top 8 people get points in this one. Yeah, so when I shift up, for some reason it goes up 2 gears instead of 1, and it's not as if I'm holding the paddle down, and I've never had a trouble with that in any other game, which is quite weird. But it does kind of get annoying when you shift up a couple of gears and then you have to change back down again. But it's no big deal. It's no big deal really. So, car status, that's everything that needed replacing. Which wasn't much anyway. The suspension needed replacing because I messed it up. And I messed up the editing there as well. But oh well. So, because I finished in 2nd, I start in 7th in the 2nd race. Basically they reverse the grid. So whoever came first starts in 8th, and I think whoever finished in 8th starts in 1st. I'm not sure, entirely sure, but I know because I finished in 2nd I start in 7th, and this time it's a standing start, and I get away quite well. It's not perfect, but I mean, it's quite hard to do that. It's not like F1 where you just hold the button down and you get away with it. You actually have to look at your traction levels. And here we go, another crash on the first corner. Looks like that was a bit of a mash up there. I don't think I lost many places at all. Only three places I lost there. Could have been worse. But I'm going to gain one back, and I assume I can overtake people. But I just hang back here a little bit because I'm not entirely sure. I overtook someone, but I don't know if it was legal or not. Which is why I wanted to find out about the yellow flag rules. I go past this car here. Not bad at all. Doing okay at the moment. As you can see, as I was saying about assists earlier, the only assists I've got is the fact that I've got arrows telling me which way the corner's going. I keep forgetting to turn them off, but they're not really a big deal. Helps me learn the track a bit better. But as I say, everything else, all the assists are off. I'm actually using manual gears, which is quite nice. And another accident over there. Bit of body work on the circuit there. So this is what I love about this game, the fact that AI make really, really funny mistakes, and it's fun to see bits of bodywork fly everywhere as you try and dodge them. I've made my way up to 6. The BMW in front is getting a bit fruity. I don't quite know how to explain that. Snaking up a bit. I had to get on the brakes a bit early there because for some reason he wasn't very fast coming out that corner. Looks like being held up by that blue car in front. I can't quite see what model that is. I know damn well that's a BMW I'm about to pass, at least I hope I'm about to pass him. Try not to take my teammate up. That's a Chevrolet up in front. Big clue being the logo and the words Chevrolet, of course. This Chevy is it's really quite slow. I'm going to try and move up the inside here. Try not to mess it up too much. Oh, yeah, almost just about had the grip on there. I think we've got something else coming up here now where I mess up a bit. See, this is what happens when you go too fast into the corner. Got onto the grass and I spun it. But luckily I kept it in the right direction. Somehow. Because basically when I was facing the other way I turned the wheel on the opposite direction to what I had it in. Bit of bump and grind there. So I didn't lose too many places, but I am back down to 9th. So now I've got 4 laps to make up as many places as possible. I very much doubt I'm going to get another win. Well, I say another win, but I haven't got a win at all yet. So that's 2 more positions made up. And you really, really do have to brake in a straight line here. Because if you go off, if you're braking when you're turning the steering wheel, you will lose control, no doubt about it. Formula 1 cars can sort of get away with it. Just a little bit because of how much downforce they're producing, but they obviously, no car going at that speed can brake and turn at the same time without losing control. And in front actually there's a bit of a lock up on the tyres, and that was quite nice to see the smoke come up. I want those smoke effects in F1. I mean, Codemasters should look at this game and really take some notes. I mean, at least on the visuals. You know, little things like the tyre smoke. I was so happy when they put... oh, here we go, here we go. Move up the inside here. On the outside a little bit. Oh, making no contact, I'm quite surprised about that. As I say, I was so happy that when you locked up a brake in F1 there was a little bit of tyre smoke, and it turned out the smoke wasn't really very good at all. Nowhere near the stuff you get in real world F1. But I'm doing okay. I've made my way past the BMW. I want to be really careful going past my teammates, because there's a lot of BMWs here, and obviously you want to win the constructors as well. I don't quite know how the constructors works, because there's so many BMWs on the grid. I don't know if all the BMWs are on the grid, because you can select so many of them. It's unreal. And then you've got the other teams that have got like 1 or 2 cars, so I'm not quite sure how that is worked out. But as I say, I don't really follow touring cars that much, or I haven't done at all for years, so I don't really know how they do it. Wouldn't surprise me that BMW is just whitewashing everyone, like Red Bull is at the moment in Formula 1. But yeah, I might do live commentary on the next few videos of this though. I know I like to do post commentary on my racing videos, but I'm not quite sure I have a lot to talk about, considering I don't know a lot about touring cars. They are fun to race, definitely, very fun to race, but I know naff all about the sport, so there's probably not a lot I can talk about really. So I might just do the live commentary, and then you can hear my reactions and rages when things go wrong. And for all of you fans of swearing, there might be quite a bit of it. I totally messed it up there. But the main thing, when you mess up the corners, as long as you keep control, then you won't lose too much time or too many places. See, I kept control of it there, stayed calm. Although I'm messing up the corners a little bit now, which is unfortunate because I'm not going to catch up to those cars in front anytime soon. But what is nice also about this game is you get to see the constant updating of the seconds in the top left corner. It's constantly there. I'm sort of gaining around a tenth every few seconds or so. You can just about see him in the distance there. And I've got 3 seconds to the car behind, about 4 seconds now. I am flying basically. It's the last lap. I wonder if I can actually get that last podium position. It's not impossible, especially with what happened in the last race with the person mucking it up on the last corner. And I am closing in at quite a rate. It's 4.5 seconds now. If I can make up some time in these next few corners, that would be amazing. I mean, hopefully he's being held up in front as well by the car he's battling with, because the top 3 are right there. Right there. If they tangled now, I could end up winning the race, which would be a bit funny, but well. I doubt that would happen most of the time. I mean, unless the lead car messes up and gets in the way of the other two, probably not going to win. Oh look, there we go! He spun it! Oh jeez, and I've come round to take third place. See what happened when he went a bit too wide coming out of those S-bends, got onto the gravel, got onto the throttle as well, way too early, and ended up spinning out. So that was absolutely fantastic. I've come home in third place. That's a second place and a third place. Let's see where we end up in the point standings. So I think that is 8 points for second place and 6 points for third. So what does that put me on? 14 points? So let's have a look at the event results. Another trophy, which is cool. Second and third. And we finished in second place overall. So let's see who won the event. It was Jörg Müller on 14 points. We're actually tied on 14 points apiece. Now, I don't know how it's worked out. Maybe he done a faster lap or something. Or the fact that he won the final race. Oh, I don't know what he did actually. No, he had the same results as me, but maybe because he finished higher up than me in the second race, he managed to win the event. Or either that he done it in a faster time than me. I don't know. No idea, but we're tied for the lead basically. And now I'm on top. And what happens in this series is you get a handicap weight added to your car to slow you down. That's how they encourage competition. So I've got 125 pounds of extra weight to carry on the car on the next round. See how that one goes, because the next round is at Zandvoort in Holland. And here's the constructor standings. As I say, I don't know how this really works because BMW are out in the front like that. But oh well, yep, Zandvoort is the next race. I don't know if it's the exact same track as F1, but they used to race there ages ago, decades ago. And this is what happened on the first corner in race 2. I think it was race 2 or race 1. And this is displaying the replay mode where you can actually move around in free roam, which is really, really cool. But this is really messed up the AI because it can't move. It's messed up, and now all the cars are just going to disappear. So I've been Love Spuds. I'll see you next time for round 2.